In this video, I want to tell a story that I'm really proud of because it came out with such a tremendous happy ending at the end. I represented a gentleman that was a self-employed lawn care specialist. He had a lawn maintenance company, and he had not filed tax returns for quite some time. As I recall, he had not filed tax returns since about 2013. And this was nagging at him that he knew he had an IRS problem and he needed and wanted it to get resolved in the best manner possible. So what we did for him is we prepared the missing tax returns, and ultimately he had a balance of $333,000, $333,325.90. And so, living on his lawn care maintenance salary, he could not afford to pay back over $300,000. And so, we prepared an offer and compromise. An offer and compromise is a program that's run by the IRS, which allows you to make an offer to settle for less with the IRS. There are some catches and whatnot, but in this instance, what we did is we actually offered $542. See, the math equation for determining the proper amount of an offer and compromise goes like this. It's monthly disposable income, which is your income, in this case, his business income minus his business expenses minus his allowable personal expenses. Whatever's left over is called his monthly disposable income. It's monthly disposable income times 12 plus your assets equals the amount of the offer. So in my typical example that I give is if you had a monthly disposable income of $100, 100 times 12 is $1,200. Let's assume no equity in any assets. You could settle this $333,000 case for $1,200. So in this instance, we actually offered $542 and it goes to the IRS. We wait 6 to 12 months and we get an offer examiner. Offer examiner writes it up and she says, no. Your client can pay this whole thing. I'm going to reject the offer and compromise. Now, this was insanity. Anybody with two brain cells knows that a guy running a lawn care business by himself is not going to be able to pay back $333,000 within the 10-year statute of limitations. But that argument didn't work with her. So we filed an appeal with IRS Appeals, and we went back and forth a little bit, and ultimately we settled the case for $3,219. So I can't really do the math on the fly here on this video, but I want to say that's less than 1 penny on the dollar. I think it's around 1/10 of a cent on the dollar. But the really bright note in this case is that this allowed a taxpayer who had been out in the cold, figuratively speaking, for years and years, not filing and not paying his taxes. It allowed him to get back into the system, get back in the flow of making estimated tax payments, paying his taxes as he went, and getting back in the system. And that's really the purpose of an offer and compromise. So it's a happy ending. I'm super happy for him. I know he's really happy to be back in the tax system and not have this anxiety and dread hanging over his head, every night when he's trying to sleep. If you have more questions about offers and compromise or really anything having to do with the IRS, I invite you to visit our website at getirshelp.com.